Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of BBP News. This feels really backwards, Nick, because it is Friday, but Nick has Christmas themed good news because it is Christmas Eve after all, and I begged and begged and begged and asked for Christmas related good news.
Yeah, so, obviously the day before Christmas, we figured rather than getting into any news from the week or any, your general news stories, we'd just kind of switch things up, like Chris said, and just have some good news, some nice Christmas good news. I have a bunch of stories. They're all Christmas related. Um, and it'll just get you into that feel good spirit the day before Christmas and get you, prepared for Christmas.
Nick, I have to be honest here. I am in the Christmas spirit. Um, I usually let you steer the ship in these episodes because, it's your show and I'm just here for the entertainment. But I'm in the Christmas mood, so I'm not gonna let you steer the ship. I'm gonna steer the ship today.
You're gonna steer the ship. You're gonna
Yep,
take
I'm
control
just
of
in
it.
that I'm in that holly jolly spirit. And usually we jump right in with your good news, but I have to ask, since it is Christmas, what
Hmm.
is your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, now it comes down to two, and uh, I think I'm gonna have to go with the one that I've just watched more over my life, and that's Elf. Elf
Really?
is an amazing, amazing movie. The runner up to that is Christmas Vacation.
Okay, I support this move 100%. Just mine is in the reverse. It's Christmas Vacation
Hmm.
and then Elf. Because Christmas Vacation is just the
It's
greatest of
legendary.
all time. I
It's
mean, they
legendary.
have the greatest. I mean, they have the greatest quote of all time in that movie.
Yeah, there are a ton of amazing lines in that movie, though. Not even just one. Not even just one.
Nick, I came prepared,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna tell you my favorite quote from that movie, if
All
you
right.
would be so delighted to let me tell you.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
When Santa squeezes his fat white down that chimney tonight, he's gonna find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
uh, I remember that line too. It's funny because like I said, I've watched Elf more than I've watched Christmas Vacation. I didn't get onto the Christmas Vacation bandwagon until like a few years back, which is insane to me. But if you say a line from Christmas Vacation, like I can't cite them myself, like I can't repeat them myself usually because I don't remember them well enough. But if someone else says it, it's right there. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, see, I would be lying, Nick, if I said I didn't put in my Christmas list of things that I wanted a t-shirt that said that quote.
That'd be a legendary T-shirt. I would love that, especially imagine getting together with the family, a giant family gathering for Christmas, and you just wear
And I
that.
just show up with that shirt.
I would love to see the chaos unfold. It would be absolutely glorious.
Well, I would say the majority of my family loves Christmas Vacation, so they would all probably be jealous, if I'm being
I mean,
completely
that's
honest.
fair. That's fair.
And then the other half would be like, what is that? Where did that
Yeah.
come from? And then I'll
Here's
be
the
like,
thing.
Chevy Chase Christmas Vacation? Do you live under a rock, lady?
I've only met two types of people in my life. Those that don't know Christmas Vacation and those that love it. I have never met anyone who has watched that movie and disliked it.
That's a bold statement, Nick, and I will support that bold statement because it's the truth. Once you watch it, you can't hate it.
You can't.
And that is the fact, and I'm reporting that fact right here. No one's going to argue with me because I'm right and you're all wrong if you disagree.
You heard it here, folks. Chris the genius. The
But
indisputable genius.
since we've listed our favorite Christmas movies, Nick has his hot cocoa. I have my cranberry and walnut bread that is absolutely delicious.
I'm so
Nick, what
jealous
do
of
you,
that, by the way.
well, you got hot chocolate and I don't. So,
I mean, fair, I guess.
you know, you could have made me hot chocolate and I would have shared the cranberry bread. But no, it won't be that way. I'm gonna eat it all and I'll eat it right through this entire thing just so
Just to
be
spite
all
me.
obnoxious. Yep, exactly. I'll be like,
The real
that's a
Christmas spirit.
that's an excellent good news story, Nick. This bread is delicious.
All
But
right.
anywho, how many Christmas good news stories do you have? I feel so
I
fancy adding the word Christmas in front of it, by the way.
I know. Yeah, no, it's different. It's different. I'm so used to just our Saturday shows with the regular good news, but I'm really excited for this. I have five stories for us this morning to get into.
Okay, so what's your first one?
The first one, kind of a quick one to just open it up with. We have the ultimate incarnation of the Christmas spirit, okay? There's a 67-year-old woman in Utah, along with her husband, her kids, and her grandkids, and they all turned her house into a giant gingerbread house. Just turned the entire property into a gingerbread house. There were giant candy canes, huge gumdrops, even a gigantic gingerbread man. Um, Her husband was an artist and helped build the entire thing, and everyone helped get everything put up around the house and around the property. And the way this started was so simple and so out of nowhere. Um, this woman was just looking at the houses around her, looking at her house and all the houses around her. They were all kind of like in a circular area, and she just noticed that the windows and the rooftops looked like gingerbread houses. And so she took it to the next level and did the ultimate gingerbread house decoration. Just like I said, the ultimate incarnation of the Christmas spirit.
Nick, this is one of the downsides of having it on a podcast and not video form, because I did see this gingerbread house on social media, and it is impressive to say the least.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
it looks like a legitimate, you know, gingerbread house, but it's a house decorated as a gingerbread house.
it's just absolutely insane. Like obviously I can't see this for myself. I don't have enough vision to see it. Uh but just reading through the story and reading an explanation a little bit of like what went into this, I was absolutely dumbstruck. Like I was impressed.
It looks like a real gingerbread house. I mean, the textures of it, like how the gingerbread house they have the textures and the
Yeah, yeah.
cutouts and all that. It's perfect, and I'm more than impressed. I'm kind of speechless from as soon as you mentioned it, I remembered the picture of it, and I'm still memorized
You
about
know,
how amazing that thing looked.
what's really cool about this too, and the real like good news factor in it all too, is the fact that this was an entire family effort. Like I said, this took the effort of her, her husband, the kids, and the grandkids. They all worked on this, gingerbread house, and they all worked to get everything set up. And with that kind of effort, that kind of family effort, that's going to be something that they never forget.
Yeah, family memory forever.
The one thing I will say about this one, Chris, is I can kind of see you doing this down the line. We all know, if you've been a long time listener of the podcast, that Chris loves to do like landscaping and kind of different things around the house and around the property. I can see you doing this someday, just
I
for the hell of it.
I don't I don't know if I would have the patience for it. I might be able to do the front of the house,
Mm-hmm.
not the entire house. But I don't know if I would have the patience for it.
Yeah, that'd be the determining factor. We might have a giant candy cane just be thrown.
And just a giant candy cane and nothing else. That took me long
Just
enough,
the candy
people.
cane. You'd get frustrated with the candy cane, throw it, and then just be done with the entire project. But,
No, I wouldn't throw it. I would just put it right by the front door.
oh, there
And
you
then
go.
next year I'll add another decoration.
Yep, exactly.
So what do you have for your second news story?
All right, so for the second story, I actually stumbled across a new poll that I wanted to share here. And really, the major thing about this poll is that people are more excited to give gifts than receive them this year. As in this poll, which included just over 2,000 people, about 70% of participants said that they are more excited to give presents than receive them this year. And beyond that, 58% of the participants said that they have added more people than usual to their Christmas list to buy presents for. About 57% of people said that they plan to bring back watching movies with their family for Christmas as like a Christmas tradition. And decorating the tree stood at 54% for that same category. So basically reviving the Christmas traditions. And really what besides the gift giving portion of all this, what we can see from this poll, as there was even more beyond these things, the family bond and the family closeness that we typically attribute to this time of year is stronger than ever, and everyone's looking to bring back traditions, bring back the comfort and the happiness of Christmas. And yeah, just overall, a lot of good feelings around the time right now.
It's always been, the saying is always it's better to give than to receive. And from that new poll, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's enforcing that saying, but it's good that people are more excited to give than receive because that's what the holidays are about, to give presents to your loved ones, the less fortunate and etc., than it is to be, I want this, and this.
You know, I know I love the family factor. Obviously, when I was younger, I loved the gifts and all the presents that came around this time of year and the candy and the food and I love those factors quite a lot, but especially as I've gotten older, I've kind of realized that honestly, I just love the family factor of it all, how comfortable everything feels, how happy everything feels. We've always had music playing on Christmas morning. Go downstairs. We got a fire burning in the wood stove, music going. Like it feels like Christmas. It's its own unique feeling that no other time can match, and it's cool to see that it's spreading like this throughout the entire country at such a degree.
You heard it here, folks. Nick is the reason Christmas lives on.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm exactly the reason. Uh
Well,
huh.
that's what I got from that. Nick is the true meaning of Christmas, and he's glad his traditions are spreading throughout the country.
It's just really nice to see this happiness going around.
Happiness is needed right now for everyone. It's been a rough 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. With all the struggle that's been going on, with all the kind of dark stories that we hear in the regular news, we need this time. We need this moment to just kind of relax and to just take our minds off the struggles of what's been going on. So I love this.
What do you have for your third good news story?
All right. So for the third story, a teacher in North Carolina brought a gift to the students in her entire school district that they'll never forget. So, like I said, in Durham, North Carolina, a teacher managed to raise over $100,000 to help give food to children whose families might be in danger of starving over Christmas break. So, they raised all the money. Afterwards, her and a group of volunteers went to Costco and bought all the food, and there was enough to buy food for 5,100 students. They bought bags of food for each of them, and even after all that, they had enough to buy, to bring and give bags to the school support staff, so people like bus drivers and cafeteria workers and things like that. And this is actually something that's been going on for a couple of years. Back in 2018, they set a new record for themselves of $7,000. Now, just 3 years later, they're up to 106,000. I'd just go out on a limb here and say that Christmas came early for these children this year.
That's $101,000 jump in just 3 years.
3 years to make that much of a difference. It's crazy.
Santa came early.
Seriously, yeah. You know, there's almost no bigger gift than that. There's no bigger gift that these kids could receive at this point, because something like that, it's really scary, when you don't have the resources to have 3 meals a day on the table, or when you're in danger of not being able to provide those meals. That's scary. That's really tough. So really, this is a gift not only for the children from that school that are in danger of that, but it's a gift for their entire family. It's a gift for uh, so many families that are facing this troubled time and this hard time.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, right. It circulates so easily, and honestly, I just wish the best for them. I hope they can continue this next year, and they got 106,000 this year. Let's hope for 150,000, 200,000 next year.
I'll say 150.
I think it'd be
150
awesome.
sounds like a
150,000.
150 plus.
Yes. Yeah,
Hmm.
I agree with that.
So, what do you have for the fourth Christmas? Good news story. I like adding Christmas to the front of it. I'm
It
telling you.
it sounds fancy. It does. So, for our fourth story, we have a man from Michigan who's making sure that no tornado takes away the Christmas of those affected in Kentucky. While at an event for his program in Michigan, Timothy Mays spoke to the manager of the Mayfield, Kentucky airport to see what he could do to help people in the state after the tornado that hit earlier this month. The response was just to bring toys, and this was perfect for Bass, who flew to Kentucky with, toys all around him. He flew in with a plane full of toys. In fact, he brought about 1,000 toys for the children of Kentucky. And it doesn't end there, though, as he was planning to go for round two, hopefully bringing about the same number of toys to spread Christmas throughout the state after all that's happened to them. And, he talked about it in the story where I found this. And basically, he explained how, with so many houses destroyed and so many belongings destroyed, it would be very hard for parents and for people to bring gifts and presents to children and to bring Christmas for these children. And he didn't want to see Christmas stripped away from these kids after they've lost so much. So he wants to do all he can to just help out and continue to bring, that Christmas joy, even if it's just for a few hours, even if it's, you know, just, one toy. One toy can make such a difference and really bring a smile to the child's face during this hard time.
This guy needs like a sponsorship from Southwest Airlines. No, anything over 50 pounds, you're not charged per pound, free airline tickets. Pack that plane full of toys and get it over to Kentucky. Like the whole 9 yards, just go all out.
Yeah,
Already brought over
exactly.
1,000. Bring over
Exactly.
another 1,000.
Yeah, and something like this was just awesome because it said in the story too how when he heard from the Mayfield airport manager to just bring toys, he immediately just shot up. Like he was ready to go, and he told the manager, he said, "I'll be there tomorrow." Um, so he was prepared for this. He was ready and excited for this, and it's just so cool to see how quickly he was willing and was able to jump into action.
I don't know how you can top that, Nick, with your fifth and final Christmas good news story because that one's impressive.
Well, the fifth and final good news story, I'd say either tops it or matches it. And it also has to do with helping the children after the Kentucky tornado. So, Sean Triplett made it his mission to bring gifts again to children who were affected by the tornado that hit earlier this month. And it started when he saw a child break down in his mother's arms, um, about how Christmas had been taken away this year. And this just broke him and really made his mind race on how he could help. And after a night of thinking, he decided to start asking family and friends to donate money so that he could buy gifts for some of these children. And that ended up turning into him setting up a GoFundMe page to raise money for this. And it raised, at last look, it raised $92,000 from people all around the globe so that he could buy gifts for these children. And not only that, but he was able to partner with the local Walmart, who agreed to give him a 25% discount on anything he bought. And this has allowed him to bring presents to hundreds of kids throughout the state who have been displaced or otherwise affected by the tornado. And they've worked to buy gifts for all different ages, and even bought some family-based gifts. And they're continuing to just try and bring presents to these kids in some way, in some fashion. And he's planning to deliver them himself right around Christmas time, right around now, uh, dressed as Santa. And there was a quote from him, from Triplett, in the story where I found this, and he said, quote, "Please be reminded of Mr. Rogers. Look for the helpers. You can always find people who are helping." End quote. And not only that, but if you are interested in donating, this GoFundMe page is still up and going. And if you are interested and want to donate, even something small, a small donation, the link will be in the show notes.
$92,000 plus a 25% discount at the local Walmart. And he's dressed enough as Santa to deliver all these presents. I mean, that's $92,000. That goes a long ways for children's toys. I mean, children's toys are expensive, but $92,000 and it's still going strong.
Yep. When I first read the story, which only came out a few days ago, it was at about $44,000. I looked before we started recording this; it was up to $92,000. So people are, contributing like crazy, and Triplet's actually planning to thank everyone who donated and everyone who contributed to this, and is planning to send them photos and receipts of the gifts so that they kind of realize exactly what their donation went towards and what they actually contributed to.
That's a lot of thank you cards and stuff.
Yeah, no kidding, right? $92,000 worth of, donors and all that. That's a lot. That's definitely going to be a mission, but it's worth it. It's worth it for something like this. The effort that Triplet has put in and the others who have helped him out along the way. Um, just such an amazing effort. and I'm really glad that this is still open, that the GoFundMe page is still open. And, I really wonder how much more they'll be able to raise.
Nick, that's quite impressive. And like I said, the link will be down in the show notes. But that is the end of this beautiful Christmas Eve, Christmas good news story episode. I mean, bravo to everyone, all the donors, the guy that's delivering 1,000+ Christmas presents, everyone that participated in that poll. Forgot what the
Everyone that's
other one
contributed to
was.
Christmas.
Yeah, everyone and every little thing that has contributed to Christmas. Everyone, have a Merry Christmas, and we will be back here Monday morning with a news episode.
Bye, guys.